And other than that, I have not gone as a trip from India. I mean, Kerala.
Yeah. So do you visit the Kerala like on a yearly basis?
Yeah, every year we will go.
So now let's start our class for today. The topic which we're going to discuss today is functions. Functions is basically any equation written in the form of x and y is known as a function. Now,
Yeah.
now this is a simple equation which is y is equal to 3x plus 7. So can I just simply say that y is a function of x? Now it's like in this case, y is the subject of an equation and this is dependent on the values of x. If I just simply change the value of x, then the value of y would eventually change. For example, if the value of x is equivalent to 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply plug in 2 at the place of x and simplify the equation, and this is going to be 6 plus 7. Uh, this is 13, right? So I'm going to say here if when the value of x is equal to 2, the fx turns out to be 13, right?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
and then if I say here, if you have got the function value f4, so what does this represent? Now, this simply represents at the place of x, you just need to write 4. So this would be 3 into 4 plus 7. 3 into 4 is 12 plus 7, that is 19, right? So if a question says find out the value f, I'm going to simply say here fx is given to be 2x square plus 5, and you need to find out the value of f2. So what will be your answer?
13.
13, right? How do you solve it?
Like substituting two.
Substituting the value of x to be equivalent to 2 and figuring out your answer. So now what is 2 square? 2 square is 4, 4 to the 8, 8 plus 5 is 13, right? So this is will be as simple as this. You just need to plug in the values and find out your answer. Now this was the basic function, right? Now a function is two things. Number one is domain, and the second is your range. Domain is simply the input, and the range is your output. Now, domain are actually the values of x. Then these are the domains, and the output is fx. When you are talking about the question is saying you need to find out the range, so basically you need to find out the values of fx. When the question is saying the domain of the function is this, so you need to remember that domain means x, the values of the function is the given value. Now, Anshita and Ayan, so basically, there's some restriction in domain and range. For example, we could have two types of functions. Number one is let be first input 3x plus 5. So for every value of x, I'm going to get a different value of y, right? And this is equivalent to fx. So this type of function is known as one-to-one function. One to one function. So this is possible for all the different inputs, you're gonna get all the different outputs. This is one-to-one function. Now, second type of function that you can have is, for example, x square. Now, in the case of x square, just remember one thing. If the value of x is equal to minus 3, so the answer for fx will be equivalent to fx will be equivalent to a 9. Even if the value of x is 3, still the value of fx is going to be the same, that is going to be 9. So this is known as many to one function. Are you getting my point? So
Yeah.
for many different values of function, you can still have the same answer. This is many to one function. You can have one to one function, absolutely correct. You can have many to one function, absolutely correct. But the third case of the function, there is no function which gonna give you more than one output for the same input. So it can't be one, two, many functions. Now this does not exist. Does not exist. ठीक है ना? We do not
Yeah.
have many to one function. So, for example, if this is 2 and the function is fx is equal to x squared, so you know that the answer is going to be a 4. Even if it's minus 2, still the answer is going to be a positive 4. This is the case of many to one function. This is many to one, right? So there, like I have given you three different examples. One is one to one function, which is simple a function. For every different input, you're gonna get a different output. There's another example which is fx is equal to x squared. It is possible to have the same output for the two different inputs, but it is never possible to have this two different output for the same input. Even if you calculate, if you plug in the value of 3, every time when you're going to press the equal to sign, the output should be 3. If the calculator gives the output of plugging in the answer 3, one time 3, another time I put the same 3 and press the equal to sign and the calculator is giving me an answer which is 5, then I'm going to say the calculator is not working properly. There is some issue with the calculator, right? So this is an example of a function. The function will always give the same output for the same input. So is my point clear to both of you?
Yeah.
Yeah, sir.
So कौन आ गया? हसन भी आ गया. हसन क्या कर रहे हो? कहाँ थे भाई?
सर वो प्रैक्टिस टेस्ट कर रहा था इसलिए मैंने देखा नहीं।
अच्छा. तो हसन हम फंक्शंस कह रहे हैं. फंक्शन स्टार्ट किया था. बेसिक सी चीज है. इक्वेशन कोई भी फंक्शन की फॉर्म में लिखी जा सकती है. आपको अगर F4 कहा गया है, so you need to plug in the value of x to be equal to 4, सॉल्व कर लो, आंसर आ जाएगा. फंक्शन में दो चीजें होती है, डोमेन एंड रेंज. डोमेन आर योर इनपुट्स एंड रेंज आर योर आउटपुट. ठीक है. और बाकी
जी
तो ये सिंपल सा एग्जांपल बताया था. वन टू वन फंक्शन, मैनी टू वन फंक्शन एंड वन टू मैनी फंक्शन डज नॉट एग्जिस्ट. तो ये कोई फंक्शन नहीं होता. अच्छा, मैं साथ साथ आप लोगों के साथ पीडीएफ भी शेयर कर देता हूँ. Acha, out of the three of you, how many of you are giving your set on 22nd of August?
सर
कौन
मैं
कौन
दे
दे रहा
रहा
है?
हूँ।
Me, sir.
हसन तुम दे रहे हो? एंड आप भी दे रहे हो?
G.
Okay. What about Anshita? Anshita, when are you planning to give your set?
September, sir.
Like 12th of September. So, Ayan, are you doing the extra practice as well?
Yes.
From where?
Blue book.
Apart from Blue Book.
Apart from blue book, I just
हाँ.
do the material you give me.
अच्छा, thing is, Ayan, go to the internet, search for SAT question bank. ठीक है. नाउ एसटीडी क्वेश्चन बैंक के अंदर जो टॉपिक हमने कवर कर लिए उससे रिलेटेड उन टॉपिक के सवालों को जो है ना प्रैक्टिस करो.
SAT question bank.
हाँ, गूगल पे सर्च करोगे आपको पूरा एक वेबसाइट, मल्टीपल वेबसाइट मिल जाएंगी जहाँ पे पूरे पूरे सेट के क्वेश्चन बैंक मौजूद है, जिसमें हंड्रेड्स ऑफ क्वेश्चन है। अपनी मर्जी से डिफिकल्टी लेवल सेट करके उन क्वेश्चंस को अटेम्प्ट कर सकते हो।
तो
और
उसमें
कोई सवाल
सबसे
अगर
पहली
सॉल्व नहीं हो
वेबसाइट।
रहा, हाँ कोई सी भी वेबसाइट, हाँ पहली वेबसाइट होगी उसको खोल लो, तो जो है ना वहाँ पे मटेरियल मिल जाएगा, वहाँ से प्रैक्टिस कर सकते हो।
यस सर।
ठीक है, ताकि साथ साथ प्रैक्टिस होती रहे, कि जितने नंबर ऑफ क्वेश्चन आप सॉल्व करोगे उतना ज्यादा इंटरेस्ट हो रहा है।
जी।
अच्छा जी, so I have shared the PDF with you, with all of you. So can you just solve me some questions, starting with question number one, which can be solved from the concept that we have discussed till now. Just solve question number five, and just try to solve question number six as well. Seven. Just try to solve these four questions first. So is everyone attempting this question?
1 through 5 करने हैं ना?
हाँ, जो मैंने मेंशन किए ना वो करना है। एक सेकंड में स्क्रीन शेयर कर देता हूँ ताकि आपको नजर आए कौन से करना है।
Alright.
So these are the questions 1, 6, 5, 7.
Okay. Done, sir.
हाँ जी, हो गए? So, are you done with the question?
G.
Yeah, sir.
Hasan, Anshita.
Done,
Hasan,
sir.
what about you?
जी सर जी।
हाँ जी, 1 का आंसर क्या आ रहा है?
D.
The correct answer for 1 is D. Question number 5 is C. 6 का क्या है? 6 का is 61. And for question number 7 is D. क्या यही आंसर्स आ रहे हैं सबके?
G.
Yes, sir.
जी सर।
So nice. Perfect हो गया. Now, let's discuss the other concepts of functions. So now let's talk about some composite function. Now, what a composite function is. For example, if a function is fx is equals to 2x plus 7, and there's a function says gx is equals to 2x square plus 5. And now you need to find out the value of f, g, 3. So what is the correct approach to solve this question? Haji, so how are you going to solve this one?
G3 निकाल के इसको F में डाल दें।
बिल्कुल मुनासिब बात की आपने. So yeah, so they're not asking you to find out the expression of fgx. You just need to find the value of fg3 na. So your first thing is you will find out the value of g3. Yeah, na G. So find out the value of g3. What is the value of g3? This is 2 into 3 square plus 5. 3 square is 9. 9 2 is 18. 18 plus 5 is 23, right? Correct? So now what you need to do, this is actually asking you to find out the value of f23. Now for f23, is 2 into 23 plus 7. 23 into 2 is 46. 46 plus 7 is 53 as your answer. That's it. Now this will be your final answer. Alright.
Yes.
So this is known as composite function. Right? In which you have two different functions and you need to find out the value of fg2, gf6, something like that. And you can just simply apply this approach. Now the second is, for example, it says fx is equal to 2x plus b. And given that f4 is equal to 20. And the question says find out the value of f minus 3. So how are you going to solve this question? Now, in such case, you need to remember one thing, that is, there shouldn't be any variable other than x in the given equation. If you have a function, the only variable that should be within that equation should be x. If you have other than x any variable, like to find out the number of variables, I have got only one variable other than x. So accordingly, I have got one solution set as well. As many number of variables will be there other than x, there will be as many number of solution set provided to you. So I have given the solution set which says f4 is equal to 20. So it says given the value of x is 4, the answer is going to turn out to be a 20. So by using this, I'm going to simply first find out the value of x is going to be equal to 20, then x is 4. So what should be the value for b? Being b a constant value, 8 plus b, so b is equals to 12. So once you figure out the value of b, you just need to rearrange this function and say fx is equals to 2x plus 12, right? Now, you have got the function. Now you can find out the value of f minus 3. You will just simply plug in these values of x, and this is where we equal into minus 6 plus 12. The final answer is simply 6. So that is all. ठीक है जी.
Yes, sir.
Good. So now, as we have discussed two more concepts, so accordingly you can solve question number 8, question number 10, question number 11, 13, Chalo, so try to solve these questions is like 4, 8, 10. So there are 10 questions that you can solve from these concepts. So जल्दी से solve करो. So if you are unable to solve any of the questions, just leave it and move forward. Afterwards, I'm gonna simply explain all the questions that are unsolved. Okay. Try to attempt all these questions.
जी सर।
कोई इशू है किसी को इस सवाल में, किसी भी सवाल में इनमें से?
नहीं सर।
No, sir.
Very, very good. So now let's discuss about the which of the following graph of the function. अच्छा, सबसे पहले कुछ basic terminologies. What are known as the solutions? So solutions are always considered to be point of intersection. So as many point of intersection are there, I'm going to say these are the number of solutions that exist. So you need to remember this thing. Now, I'll just stop saying this thing. And so can you just see my screen?
जी सर।
Okay, so let's try to solve question number 3. So yeah, so let's see what the question says. The question is specifically mentioned in the graph of the function. Let me just zoom out a bit. Shown in the xy plane above. If fa is equal to f3, which of the following could be the value of fa? So basically, it says fa is equal to f3. So like, what is my value for f3? So this is the point at 3, right? So I'm gonna just simply move vertically down and see at what point does the function is intersecting. And at this point, I'm going to simply find out my value of y, which is -2. And let's draw a vertical line at this specific point and see. Now these lines are being intersected at two specific points. Number one is this one, and the other one was this one. So now this was actually equivalent to 3. Now I need to find out then again -2 is a result of a value, which in this case is what? That is -3. So my answer would be that a being a value of x, a is equivalent to -3. Because at -3, the graph is giving the same answer as it is giving me the answer at f x is equal to 3. So did you get how to read the values from the graph? Yes, समझ आया?
Yes.
Okay. So let's try to solve them on my screen. Now for question number 2. In the portion of the xy plane shown above, how many values of x does fx is equal to gx? हाँ भाई, fx और gx कब कब सेम है?
Answer is 3.
Answer is 3. So basically, fx is equal to gx will result at all points when the line and the curve are intersecting each other. So it is intersecting at this specific point, then at this point, and then at this point. At these specific points, both fx and gx are same. So how many point of intersection do I have? I have got 3 different point of intersection. The final answer is simply 3. Right? Anshita, are you with us?
Yes, sir.
Is question number 2 clear to you?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Now, so now all of the three try to solve question number 4 and let me know what is the value of x. How many values of x does fx is equal to 3? So guys, what is the answer? Question number? What is the question number? Question number 4.
4 is C.
So you guys can see, means 4 points. Yeah, exactly. Now it says fx is equal to c. So basically, this is the value of y. So what are you going to do is this is 1. So this must be 2. This must be 2. And this is 3. So what are you going to do is at y is equal to 3, make a vertical line and just make it like this. And find out the number of points at which these points are intersecting. So this is the first one, then the second, this is the third one, and this is your fourth one. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So at 4 specific points, how many how for how many values of x does fx is equal to 3? So there are like 4 different values of x at which your answer is going to be equivalent to 3. Alright, the correct answer is 4 in this case. और कहाँ गया ये रहा? So what about question number 12? The graph of the function s and the line segment AB are shown in the XY plane above. How many values of x between -3 and 3 does fx is equal to 3? So now in this question, you do not have any option available, so you need to write the correct answer in the grid. According to you guys, what should be the correct answer for this question?
I think it should be
What
3.
no, it should be 3. Why 3?
You just make a straight line at the C point, and then you get 3 intersections.
Okay, no. Thing is, it says you just need to make a horizontal line and see at how many points this line is intersecting the curves. There are like 3 different points at which the line is intersecting the curve. This is 2 and this is 3. There are like 3. Absolutely. Now, what about question number 23 and 25? The graph of function y is equal to 9 minus x square is given. Is shown in the XY plane above. What is the length of AB? In this question is going to test you the basic concepts of algebra as well. So you must know the basic concepts of algebra to solve question number 23. Yes, guys, what is the answer for question number 23?
B.
Same.
B boy.
जी सर।
हाँ यार, हाँ सही है, बी बॉय। हाँ जी, कैन यू एक्सप्लेन हाउ डिड यू गेट दिस आंसर?
सर एक्स इंटरसेप्ट और वाई इंटरसेप्ट निकाला है और फिर पाइथागोरस थ्योरम निकाली।
एग्जैक्टली, तो भाई कांस्टेंट जो है, तो डायरेक्टली तो पता चल गया कि तुम्हारा वाई इंटरसेप्ट है, तो ये तो हो गया 9। एंड फॉर द एक्स इंटरसेप्ट यू जस्ट नीड टू इक्वेट द वाई इज इक्वल टू 0। So now x square is equal to 9. X must be equivalent to plus minus 3.
Yeah.
So by default, ये 3 होगा, and this is going to be equivalent to minus 3. So if I just simply draw a right angle triangle, as we all have studied the triangles, so your base is 3, height is 9. I can now simply use the Pythagoras theorem to find out my hypotenuse. अब वो calculate aloud है, खुद कर लेगा. Okay, fine. So let's move to question number here. Question number 24. पहले तो ये कर लेते हैं. The function f is graph in the xy plane above if the function g is defined by gx is equal to fx plus 4. Now, what is the x-intercept of gx? अच्छा, वन थिंग, वो आप लोग डेस्मोस की प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हो? डेस्मोस के साथ क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करने की प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हो? एक्चुअली सवाल ये होना चाहिए. हाँ जी,
Yeah, sir.
सॉल्व हो रहे हैं, डेस्मोस को चलाना आ रहा है सबको?
जी सर।
बिल्कुल, गुड है. तो क्या होना चाहिए 24 का आंसर है? तो
सी। बताओ कैसे हुआ. सर अगर एफ ऑफ एक्स प्लस 4 है तो जो इसका वाई इंटरसेप्ट है 2 वो 6 हो जाएगा। जी ऑफ एक्स में वाई इंटरसेप्ट 6 होगा। तो फिर मैंने रेशो लगा के कर लिया 6/2 टाइम्स 1:3।
गुड है, सही है. सो बेसिकली एक सिंपल सी एनलार्जमेंट वाला कॉन्सेप्ट अप्लाई किया जा सकता है जो सिमिलर ट्राइंगल्स का होता है कि अगर मेरे पास एफ एक्स प्लस 4 है, तो द ग्राफ है टू शिफ्टेड, ये लाइन है टू शिफ्टेड 4 यूनिट्स अपवर्ड. तो अगर अभी वाई इंटरसेप्ट जो है वो 2 पे आ रहा है, तो वो फिर 6 पे आ रहा होगा, कुछ इस तरह बन रहा होगा. तो अगर ये 6 है, तो यहाँ पे 2:1 का रिलेशन, तो 2:1 ही रहेगा. तो हाइट वुड बी 6, तो बेस कितनी होगी? 3 हो जाएगी. एक तरीका तो बिल्कुल ठीक है, विच इज अ वाइबल आंसर टू सॉल्व. और दूसरा तरीका क्या है कि आप क्या कर सकते हो, यू कैन फाइंड आउट द वैल्यू ऑफ एफ एक्स, यू कैन सिंपली फाइंड आउट द इक्वेशन ऑफ एफ एक्स. नाउ फॉर दैट मुझे 2 पॉइंट्स चाहिए होते हैं. आई नीड टू फाइंड आउट द स्लोप. स्लोप कैन बी सिंपली कैलकुलेटेड बाय y2. I have got two coordinates. Number one is 0, 2, and the second is 1, 0. वो थोड़ा लंबा कॉन्सेप्ट है, but it's like y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, which is simply minus 2. The m is equivalent to minus 2, and then for the y-intercept, I know this is equivalent to 2. The equation is going to be equivalent to y is equal to minus 2x plus 3. All right. So now this is for fx. So fx is equal to minus 2x plus 2. What about the gx? Minus 2x plus 2 plus 4 minus 2x plus 6. Now this is talking about the x-intercept. So I know that x-intercept y is equivalent to 0. We shift this to the right hand side. Minus 6 is equal to minus 2x. Minus 2 and minus 6 just cancel out. X is equal to 3. That is your answer. तो ये इसका एक प्रॉपर हलाल तरीका है सॉल्व करने का कि आप पहले एफ एक्स निकाल लो, एंड वंस फिगर आउट द इक्वेशन ऑफ एफ एक्स, उसके बाद आपने सिंपली उसमें +4 किया, तो जो भी इक्वेशन डेवलप हुई, simply equate it with 0 and find out the value. ठीक है, so you can simply solve that question with this approach as well. Now let's see what this question 25 starts. Question number 25. The function fx equals to x cubed plus 1 is graphed in the xy plane above if the function g is defined by gx is equal to x plus k, where k is a constant, and fx equals to gx has three solutions. Which of the following could be the value of k?
Answer is C.
Correct. The answer is C. How? What was the approach that you applied to find out this answer?
मैंने वो x³ + 1 को डेसिमल्स में डाला और फिर x+k को अलग से डाला ना, तो फिर k में ये सारी वैल्यूज प्लग इन की जब तक मेरे पास करेक्ट आंसर आ गया।
Yeah, sure. So that's what we kiya ja sakta hai. So simply solve how many solutions you have? There are three solutions. Otherwise, मुझे पता है कि fx equal to kx है तो x cube plus 1 is equal to x plus k. Now, on like this, comparing the constant values on both sides of the equation, overhead was 1, overhead was k. तो k किसके बराबर है? 1 के बराबर है. That's it. ये आंसर है उसका. ये सिंपली इस तरह किया जा सकता है. ठीक है.
जी।
Yes,
So
sir.
last, in the xy plane, the function y is equal to ax plus 12, where a is a constant, passes through the point minus a comma a. If a is greater than 0, find out the value of a. हाँ भाई क्या होगा?
थ्री।
Yes, what is the answer?
थ्री आंसर है सर।
26 का आंसर क्या है? कितना?
थ्री।
इसमें तो ऑप्शन ही नहीं है. 26 का तो नंबर बताना होगा ना.
जी सर, नंबर
This
ही है
was
ना
the-
3।
अच्छा 3 कह रहे हो. ओके हाँ बिल्कुल सही. The correct answer is 3. So like क्या किया आपने उसको? वो सिंपली कि भाई ये a है and this is a. Shifting all on the right hand side, a square plus a plus 12 is equal to 0. Now there's a quadratic function, simply डेसिमल्स में करो, साइंटिफिक कैलकुलेटर में प्लग इन करो, तो आपके पास दो फैक्टर्स आएंगे इसके. वन इज क्या चाहिए मुझे? 12 चाहिए ना, तो 4 सीधा. तो इज गोना बी लाइक x square plus 4a minus 3a plus 12 is equal to 0. If I apply the middle term breaking, so a plus 4 and the second is a minus 3 will be the two factors. A is equivalent to minus 4 and a is equivalent to 3. Your answer says a is greater than 0, so this cannot be your answer. A is equal to 3 is the final answer. So that is a non-calculated approach जिसको तुम अगेन 1 मिनट के अंदर ही सॉल्व कर सकते हो. इसकी मतलब बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट. ठीक है जी. कोई कंफ्यूजन है यहाँ तक?
No, sir.
No, sir.
So we are done with the topic of function. अच्छा हाँ, एक चीज मुझे और बतानी है आप लोगों को जरा. जरा वो समझा दो एंड देन फिर उसको एंड कर सकते हैं आपकी क्लास में. एंड that is. There's certain specific condition at which the function become undefined. Function becomes undefined when the denominator is 0 or the root has a negative value. Because the denominator is 0, that means the answer is infinity. This is also the infinity. And in this case, it's an imaginary value. Imaginary number. So we cannot solve it. So remember one thing, the function become undefined when the denominator is 0 or the root is a negative value. So if there's a function which says, okay, I've got an answer, so it's 2x plus 3 upon x minus 5. So it says at what values of x does the function become undefined? So the only concern in this function is that I need to take care of the denominator. I need to make sure that it should not be equal to 0. So I will simply find out at what value where the x would be equal to 0. So if that means I'm going to simply put it as 0, x minus 5 is equal, when x is equal to 5. So I'm going to say the function will be undefined at x is equal to 5. Yeah, if the question says what is the domain of this function, so I will simply say all values of x except x is equal to 5. So domain of the function. Domain of the function is all the values of x except x is equal to 5. ठीक है जी, यहाँ तक समझ आ गया?
जी सर.
हाँ भाई,
Yeah,
समझ.
sir.
So
Yes.
but that's it for today. I'm going to sharing an extra practice sheet for the topic of functions. Try to attempt the questions from that sheet as well, and also practice additional set questions from set question bank. Google it, you will find out the set question bank. वहाँ से function के सवाल निकालो और solve करो. जो नहीं हो मुझसे आगे फिर डिस्कस कर लेना. स्क्रीनशॉट लेके रखिए अगर उस सवालों का. That's it for today. I will be sharing this PDF with you guys. और वो वाला भी जो हमने सवाल सॉल्व किया इंशाल्लाह. अच्छा हाँ, कल 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 हमारी क्लास होगी. कल थर्सडे है, तो क्या नाम है आपका, हसन. कल आप भी आ जाना ताकि हम जो मेन टॉपिक्स रह गए ना सेट के वो सारे कवर कर ले, एक साथ खत्म हो जाए.
Okay.
ओके,
जी सर.
अल्लाह हाफिज़.
Allah Hafiz.
अल्लाह हाफिज.